Sports Saturday.
It's complete. Another touchdown!
Cougar Sports Saturday. A presentation of KSL Sports.
Left wing for three. He got it again!
BYU Sports Talk by Cougar fans for Cougar fans. Here are your hosts, Mitch Harper and Matt Baiamonte. On Utah's legacy home of the Cougars. KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
Welcome back in to Cougar Sports Saturday. Mitch Harper and Matt Baiamonte with you. If you were living under a rock this week, might be fitting of this team name because it is a extinct animal. But there's a new team in town. Well, not new team, but new name in town. Utah Mammoth. Utah Hockey Club. No more. Utah Mammoth is in. The people have spoken. We got to hit on this. Well, first off, before we get into the top five centered around this, do you like the name?
I'm okay with the name. I think I preferred Utah Hockey Club, personally speaking.
Me too.
Really?
I'm kind of with. I'm surprised that you had this take too, because I felt like I was maybe on an island where maybe it's just me, you, and Ryan Smith. We liked Utah Hockey Club.
I
HC.
loved it.
Yeah,
I loved it. Utah Hockey Club, simple. I like the colors. I like the logos. I like this logo too.
Yeah.
Whoever designed this logo did a top shelf job.
I will say the process maybe a little bit long and drawn out. It was a little bit kind of quirky at times where they let the fans have autonomy of the vote. I think a lot of people wanted Yeti, and then Yeti Coolers basically said, not happening. You're not getting this. And I never thought of that, honestly, when that name came about. Utah Yeti, I just thought, oh, it'll work out.
Yep.
Trademarks will be fine. It'll all work itself out. But Yeti Coolers said, not a chance. You're not getting that name. And Utah Mammoth it is. And that leads us now into a special edition of this week's Top 5.
The Cougar Sports Saturday Top 5. Top 5. Mitch and Matt clash in a weekly battle of BYU sports knowledge. Here's the Top 5.
All right. No competition this week, but
Okay.
we did figure that it would be fun to rank the top 5 logo and team name combinations in the state, because there's a lot of alternate logos and there's a lot of universities and professional teams in this state. Let's try and get a CSS top 5.
Let me toss these at you, Matt,
Okay.
because I think when we were discussing this in the pre-show when we were prepping for this, I think I get a feeling that you got some hot takes on this. So the top 5 logos in the state of Utah for sports teams, you rank them as you see fit, 1 to 5, and if I have any objections, maybe at the end of it, I'll make my list.
Great.
Let's start things off with Utah Mammoth. Where do you have it? Does it make your top 5, and if so, where?
I think it does. I'm going to put it at number 5.
Okay.
I do like it. Tusks up.
That's catching on.
It's catching on. What do you think of the McAfee, the thumb at the corner of the lips and the pinkies up? Tusks up.
Just do that instead of the Utah Utes U. That was kind of catching on at some Utah Hockey Club games.
The block?
Yes. So
Yeah, I prefer the tusks up.
yes, don't do the block U thing, Utah Mammoth fans, because you're never going to catch a BYU fan doing that. Like, just even if they're a diehard Mammoth fan, they're not going to throw up that U. So do something that's just your thing.
Yep.
And tusk up the way that McAfee is doing.
I
can
like
get
it.
down with.
I like
that.
tusks up.
How about let's throw a college one in. Let's go BYU. Now,
Which one? Stretch Y?
okay, let's go. That's a good point. Let's go stretch Y.
Stretch Y. Outside looking in.
Really?
It's the most recognizable, but I don't think it's that great.
What?
I thought you would.
Woo, buddy. How about Sailor Coug?
Sailor Coug to me is nice. It's in my top 5.
Okay.
I've got Sailor Coug at number 3. I think it is a fantastic logo.
Okay.
Absolutely fantastic.
Let's follow up with, let's go with Utah Jazz. Let's go with the note.
The note.
Just the single note.
I like the note. It's not my favorite Utah Jazz logo of all time. So I've got to put the note on the outside. It's not in the top 5.
Okay.
It's a little too simple for me.
The mid-'90s Jazz Mountains.
Yes, that's number 4 for me.
Okay.
I look, it's well known on the show that you and I both grew up independently Laker fans. But I really liked that color scheme. I liked that logo. Even amidst the battles between Stockton, Malone, Kobe, and Shaq, I thought that was a great logo.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite Jazz logo.
Interesting. Okay, so we've got 3. We've got the Sailor Coug.
Yes.
We've got 4, the Utah Jazz Mountains logo, and 5, Mammoth, Utah Mammoth.
Take note, the note and stretch Y, not in the top 5.
Oh, buddy. So, okay. How about Real Salt Lake?
Real Salt Lake
The
to
Clarendon
me.
Cobalt.
Real Salt Lake to me, there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even cross my mind.
It will be interesting to see what the Millers do. I'm not saying they're going to change the identity of the team, the uniforms and things like that, but they now take ownership from Ryan Smith and crew. If they make any tweaks of their own, but yeah,
I like the color scheme. I like the name, Real Salt Lake.
Yeah.
There's just nothing in the logo that shield that speaks cool to me. Like, would I buy that independently? I don't think so.
How about we'll go off the beaten path here? Utah Warriors rugby.
Utah Warriors rugby, not in the top 5.
How about Utah State?
Utah State. No, which one are we talking?
And we're going with their primary logo, the U with the state in there.
No, not even in consideration.
I was going to be very upset at you if you had that in the top 5.
Not in consideration.
What's their alternates?
One with the cow?
Oh, yes, the one where he's like flexing, crossed
and
arms.
there's like smoke coming out of his nostrils.
The throwback one, that is very cool.
I like that one.
That is a good one.
It's not top 5,
Yeah.
but it's in the 6-7 range.
Okay, Weber State, well, since we're staying up north.
Weber State, no, not in the mix.
Weber State, it's just, like what if you're a program like Weber State, what do you do to kind of make inroads in the market? What do you do? I don't even.
I think you do need a rebrand.
Yeah.
Everything about their uniforms and their logo, it feels out of date.
Yeah. Jay Hill did numbers though up there. He did a great job up there. How about? You're very close to this program. You've called many of their games in volleyball. UVU.
I like the Wolverine logo. I think it's clean. It's simple. It's not memorable though.
Yeah.
So it's not in my top 5, but it's not bad.
How about this team? They just got a new ballpark, and that's where they're playing. Salt Lake Bees.
No, not in the top 5.
Okay. Now I'm going mad. Okay, I'm digging deep here. Okay, I was holding off on this. Is Utah's logo in the top 5, Matt?
There is a Utah logo in the top 5.
Is it the drum and feather?
Yes. Number 2, drum and feather.
What? Matt, you have the stretch Y out of the top 5, but you got the Utah drum and feather. Do you understand you're on Cougar Sports Saturday?
I understand. The drum and feather logo it's elite. It's fantastic. Now, let me add, I think the interlocked U and U, I don't love it.
I think that one's better.
Do you really?
I do.
I don't like the interlocked U and U. I don't like the fat block U. I think the drum and feather.
It is a good logo.
It is.
But better than that stretch Y?
It's better than the stretch Y.
Oh, man. Okay.
I'm shocked you haven't thrown my number 1 in my direction yet.
I feel like who am I missing? Hey, just tell us. Who's your number 1?
Number 1. I can't believe you were missing this. To me, it is far and away the best logo in the state. It's the best logo at this university. Beat Digger BYU.
Okay.
Where you got the letters BYU with the cougar laying across the top. That is perfection. I love that logo.
Okay. So the drum and feather now is more acceptable because you do have a BYU one at the top. Okay, Beat Digger.
Beat Digger is elite. I wish they would lean into it more because you got that cougar at the front of the stadium in that southwest corner. I just love that it embodies everything that is BYU. It says BYU. It's got the cougar, which is your mascot, and the way that it's animated, that's my favorite logo. I love that logo.
That's a great pull, and I'm glad you dug that out because dare I say you were beat digging that way out that thing out of there. That's a great pick, and I'm glad you put that as number one because I can't argue with that. Shout out to basketball media relations guy Tyson Jex. He uses that logo in BYU's game notes, and I love it.
I love that logo.
That is a great logo, and I can't argue with you there. That is the number one.
It is. The stretch Y is recognizable and it's iconic, but it's a little boring.
The stretch Y, I think, just is so synonymous with BYU football, because really that's not a logo that was tied to basketball really until the school really became uniformed in its logo identity. It felt like every sport for the 90s and early 2000s kind of had its own thing until that tan and navy blue came into the picture.
It gets confused all the time for Yale. It's like to you and me and people in the state, it's recognizably BYU. But if you put that hat in front of someone that knew nothing about this state and its history in sports, could they tell you that's BYU? No.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Yale.
But if you dropped a beat digger on them.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's fair. How about this is a bonus? Where would you rank the old late 90s, early 2000s tan and blue cougar on the mountain that was BYU? What do you think of that one?
It was not great. I'd say it's way outside. It's outside the top 10.
Here's a hot take. That logo I don't like either. I'm with you there. But that one logo with the cougar face and the Y in the background, like in his head, the back of his head.
Yeah, okay.
With that logo to me was kind of cool for the tan era, which was a bad era of BYU sports for the aesthetic, the look, everything. I didn't like it. But I did like that logo. I thought that one was really good.
Would you change anything 1 through 5?
I would probably go
because they got beat digger 1.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Drum and feather 2.
I'd knock that down. I would probably go. Look, it sounds biased. I'd go stretch Y 2.
Okay,
I'm going to go with that.
Just because it's so iconic.
I love that logo for BYU. 3, I would go with the Utah Jazz Mardi Gras colors, where it was the full Woodmark script, where it's the note and it spells out jazz.
Yes,
that's a great logo. I'd put that 3. I would probably go with. Mammoth, I think, is in there, though. I'd say 4.
It's a strong logo.
It's really good, and I hate the quirkiness on press releases where they say, this is the heart of Utah. And, like I do like the little hidden state of Utah outline on the logo, the mountains.
Yes,
I like all that, but I think the wording of these press releases is always just kind of funny to me, but I do like the logo. So that's 4.
It's marketing lingo.
I will go with the bees, Salt Lake Bees. I love that logo. I think that's just a classy, clean bee logo, very good baseball logo. I think it's their best one they've ever had. I thought the Buzz one was really good. I didn't like Stingers, but that bee, it's solid. That SL, too, is a good one.
Where would you put Utah Owls?
I didn't think of that one. Whenever I think Utah Owls, wasn't there some controversy? And the Owls, they had some PR stunt?
I think so.
I can't remember. I went to a few Utah Owl games growing up as a kid. I remember that in Orem. I do think Utah's interlocking U is good. Like, they brought that kind of into their...
It's out of my top 5 for the same reason that BYU's is. Okay. It's just a little too...
Yeah.
Dare I say boring? It is, like, simple, but maybe too simple for my liking.
Drum and feather is good, too. It's solid, even though there's a lot of...
pain and heartache associated with the logo.
It's a lot of all right, we got to get to a break. On the other side, we'll talk some more BYU football and got an interview coming up with Isaiah Glasser later on the show here on Cougar Sports Saturday.